All right, guys, we're gonna go over the new update from Real-Time Landscape Architect, and this is the original program I've found interest in designing and doing designs from. I was already cutting grass back in 2012, 2013 ish. But the update that they just put out, let's put it this way. This program in 2012 was not the best. But okay, so that's what I wanted to go over. This is their website right here. And let me show you the one I just designed. And I got designs of all my customers' houses, previous and current. So this is one I just designed. And let me tell you, this picture is 8K, if you know what that means. So you can zoom all the way in. I'm about to show you some of the detail you can get on here. Let's say somebody wants this little gravity wall right here installed. Look at that design. You can the camera's all the way back here and I can zoom all the way in there. This is their new photo tool. It is epic. It's rivaling like Lumion. And just look at the shrubs. That's a rose of Sharon right there. This is a dawn pine tree or a dawn spruce tree. It's either a spruce or a pine tree. And you got the irises here. Look at the renders. Look at the renders. Also, I will tell you this: when you put the mulch beds in, they have a shiny glossness to them. Which, if you go into the tab, you can get rid of the shininess and reflectivity. And this is the actual pattern I cut my yard in. So right now I cut five very big house yards. But anyways, on this side of the yard, I just do a down and back and down and back. And then this is the more exclusive part of the yard, so I do a double stripe here. And yeah, just look at the graphics. I'm crazy for the detail. I'm crazy for the detail. And when you're pitching a project, parallax windows or I forget what it's called. I think that's what it's called, parallax windows. You can literally I don't design the insides. On some of them I do. But they have it so that when the camera moves, the image on the inside moves. It's just it's very quality. And I'll go to this one. You can even see my stair set that I built last year. The fence that me and Magnus updated, we updated that. And I put the string lights on it. And I just recently did a pathway right here, which I learned the original front door on my house was right here, which is pretty cool. All right, now let me show you the front. If I can show you the front real quick. And this would be my truck. I even threw my truck in there, and it has some debris and some mowers in there, like it always would. So I layered up 3 grass layers. So this layer right here and on this side is the first grass layer. It's like 9 inches tall. And then when you You see this darker green right here? This is 5 inches tall. And let me go back to the other one real quick. Let me go back to this one. Okay, so if you're wondering how I got the stripes, I'll tell you right now. I drew a terrain region around this part. Follow my cursor. And then I did this at 5 inches, thick grass with a stripe texture. Then I did another terrain region for the rest of it. And I just did the down and backs. And then on the very front of the house where I actually have to weed whack this occasionally. And it actually looks just like this. I'll show you the picture. Just for accuracy's sake, so you can see how great this program is. And again, just zoom in on the maple tree. Like, just look at the detail. Say somebody wanted the wall. Look at the stone steps. On some of my other design programs, and I'll show you the ones I'm talking about. On this Chief Architect one right here, terrain, you got to use the contour lines, and I don't like contour lines. I like the height grid that you can essentially you can layer up as many height grids as you want. I like height grids. It takes a little more time. I like the height grids. And I'll show you everything I'm talking about. We're about to open the program. This is Lumion. And man, I'll tell you this. Lumion pictures are something else. Lumion pictures really are something else. But the update that they just did is really starting to rival it. I guess before we jump in, I'm going to show you a Lumion picture. I'm going to show you a Lumion picture. Okay, is this the one? I can do it even better. I can show you a Lumion video. All right, let's do. I think this might be the one. Let's see if this loads. Okay, so when this loads, after this loads, I'm gonna take you in here, and I'll show you more on this. Okay. But man, I'm really impressed with the new update. I'm listening to Kid G right now. Broken Kid G.
Trust me, need to have me. Ask all of his friends like I gave her. Can we crash in? I used to sleep around the hell of family.
All right, but let's go back, see if it's downloaded. It almost is. Here's the front of my house, by the way. And I'll show you some more, but if we get to pictures, where the hell is that? New folder. Okay, here's a Lumion picture, and Lumion is just details something else. Like, Lumion can't be beat if you asking me on details. Yeah, can you see that detail? It's like, look, it's reality, bro. Lumion is reality. And here's the video we was looking at. Let me grab that. But we'll use this picture as the comparison. This program is no joke. And I used to think, well, I didn't used to think, it just used to not be as good. All right, here's another Lumion video. All right, but let me take you into here. Let me show you some things. All right, all right, so where I was showing you that I did 3 grass layers, you see the outline? I made this outline with the mouse, and you can click which one you want it. Okay, so you can click here, you got your selection of all these. Checkers, little patchy grass, straight line grass, down and back, even some ground cover. Now, if I delete that region, you'll see it's just down and back. So I added a secondary region. And then over here, let's turn it to daytime. Over here is the so this is the first region of grass here, and then I have a thick grass. All right, now let's go over some of the cool shrubs you can add in. And let me turn off the plants real quick, so y'all can see what I'm saying. All right, so terrain in this is very easy to do. Very easy to do. And right now, before we do this, I'm gonna show you the actual house on the drone footage, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's my house right there. I mean, I got it detail for detail, and I get all my designs detail for detail. I've really improved. Let's skip ahead. I don't want to. All right, so there's the stripe pattern that I put on. There's the fence back there. And then we also redid this entire garage, first and second floor. All right, but now you have a gauge. You have that as a gauge. Let's go over some stuff. So the first thing you do is like over here, I have terrain grid. So you click this, and this is the terrain grid. You see the cross, the intersecting perpendicular lines? You got lines this way and lines this way. Now, if you go into edit lines, and let's say you just pick one of them, what I like to do, I like to click and drag the mouse and highlight a few of them at the same time. But this method does take longer, but it gives you more accurate. Okay, so if you just pull one up, you're pulling the terrain up. It's so much easier. It's so much easier, and I'll tell you why it's so much easier, because if you don't have this part accurate, well, guess what? Go to terrain, go to another height grid, and draw another height grid on it. And then you can even you can overlap the height grids. It's so good. So let's say you had some like a swale or a mound. You know, you can get it because you can overlap the height grids. In this other program, this Chief Architect, it might take me like a whole day to get terrain right. In Real-Time Landscape Architect, it takes me like literally 2 hours, maybe 1 hour to get the terrain right, and then another hour to get the plant right, and then like 30 minutes to get the house. Anyways, so then you can also let's go like buildings. Okay, so buildings, let's go to the building. So you draw a square in the plan view, and this would be your plan view. And you can put the snaps on or off. That'll be a 90-degree snap. You can put bumping and pushing on, so if you draw something, it'll bump and push and anything else. But you just draw a square. And for this view, let's turn the plants back on. We're going to turn them back off again. But yeah, so this is what it looks like from above. So you draw your square, your house, which literally is the easiest part. And adding plants is also the easiest part. Now, the cool thing is you can come and click on the house. Now, if you want the roof on this side to be different, oh man, some other programs are really tough to do that. But all you have to do in this program is go over here, say edit roofs. Right here. And then it'll highlight a side in yellow. And then you can have it like that. And they will give you all different kind of designs. They'll give you a, what is that called? I forget what that's called. But they'll give you all different kinds of shit. So we'll put it back to how I have it. Yep, that's how we had it. And then plants are really good. Now, let me tell you a secret about the plants. They have a couple of good ones that I have favorited, and then they have a couple of like low quality ones, like just pictures and sprites. I don't like using the sprites unless it's something small. The only one I like using the sprites for is like small, like a begonia. It will look good, or like, you know, a marigold, or like anything small, it'll look good. A mum's will look. This begonia looks good. I have that favorited. Daylilies would look good. Tulips. All right, but let's say we want like another tree right here. Oh man, I took down two of these guys. Two of my neighbor's trees, which I thought were mine. And he came out, he was so mad. He was like, "Why'd you do it?" I was like, "Cause I had to get my truck around here." And he calmed down, but I like him. He's cool. His name's Rob. I like him. He's a pretty cool guy. But yeah, we'll say that. You can do stuff like that. You can add fill. I'll show you that on this side. All right, so right here, let's change the daytime so we can see a little better. Okay, so this is ground cover. And I didn't want to have to add every one individually, though when you are planting this stuff, you do got to plant it individually. But for this, I just did a plant fill. And you can literally draw a little circle. And that's what I like about this. You don't even have to draw in the plan view every time. It'll give you a plant fill and then you can manipulate how many plants are in there. So you can draw it in this view. And then you can say they have 200 plants in there right now. You can say we want 50 in there. And then it'll scatter them less. Also, something I was noticing, like on the string lights, the little detail, like changing the color to a warm yellow, really made a difference. It really made a difference. And then another thing on the lights at nighttime. When you have this shit at nighttime, and you'll click on all right, let's add one light. I'm gonna give you a demonstration here. All right, we're gonna put a light on this red bud tree. Okay, we're gonna put it right overhead. I'm gonna tell you something cool to do so that you know what to do. All right, I'm gonna tell you what to do so you know what to do. All right, so first of all, you wouldn't have a light there in real life, but if you're trying to presentate to a client, you would want to put a light there, okay? And then what you would do is make sure it's on cast slow shadows. It's like a very minute detail. So right now it's off, but it says right here, cast a slow shadow. It just makes it so much more realistic looking. Like I'm not even kidding you how much more realistic it makes it. Okay, so make sure you have that on. And then what you would do to hide the light so it's not still up here is you would make the width 0, and then that light is hidden. And then on the walkthrough, I'm telling you, because you did cast slow shadows, it just looks so realistic. And then look at the window as I move the camera. That's called a parallax window. And it gives it all the good stuff. All right, so then anyways, I'll show you. Down here, we just did a plant row, which we left clicked and then we right clicked to end it. And it'll do the same thing as the plant fill. You can add or you can minus. There are only 2 there now. And now there'll be 3, 4. You just adjust the sliders. It's a very easy program to work with. It always has been, but the update they just did is really nice. Then what else can I show you? I'm trying to show you some cool stuff. So I showed you how to do the height grids. That's really cool. And then okay, I know what to show you. You can pick. So let's pick this mulch bed. You can actually, they have a feature called, you can pick where the border goes, which is really cool. But you can also mound the mulch bed, which is really cool. You see it mounding ever so slightly. Most programs you cannot do this. Okay, and you can mount it a lot. Like you just move the slider down, it'll mount it a lot. Which most mulch beds do have a degree of mounding. And you know what? I made this mulch bed a little too flat. So we're gonna mount this one. Which is way more realistic. And I'm telling you, little details like that I like doing. They did not have a pergola, so I went into modeling and I grabbed the box, and you can just make your own little box here, and then you come with the sliders and make the make it as long as you want. So let's go to the height. We want it the height a little less. And then you would bring it up. You would copy and paste so that you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you copy and paste 10, and then you go to material, and you can go to wood, or you can go decking or fences, and here's some wood grain. So that's how I got that. And then I did a darker wood finish like this one. And then you can see that's how I got that. Oh, also let me show you. One of my favorite plants is the limelight hydrangea, and they didn't have it. Well, they had the hydrangea, but they only had it as this form, as a ball, which would be down here. So I just came in and I modeled a cylinder underneath it, and then same for this. I copied and pasted all of my stairs that I did, and then you can also shrink these and oversize them. And then let me show you another cool one. This one's really cool. I'm really impressed by this one, and I'm still learning, but this one was really cool. So check this out. They had a way. So you're coming through here, coming through here, coming through here, coming through here. And this tree right here originally has it all the way down. Has the limbs are all the way down. But what you can do is it says base clearance. And like you and me know that you can walk under this tree without getting hit by a limb. So you go to base clearance and you lift up the base clearance. And you can literally lift it all the way up, which is a really cool feature. Okay. Also here, they don't have fabric textures, but they do have a color wash. And then what I did was I went into it and it says use the default settings. And I said, no, I don't want to use the default settings. And I said transparency. I made it more transparent and more smooth. And then same thing for these trees. Same thing for these trees. the base clearance. So if I had it right down there, it wouldn't be right. So I took the base clearance and I raised it up. Man, I can't talk right now. Okay, then let's put a light. Let's put a light above here. Man. Give me a second, guys. All right. Man. Trying to clear my throat, but I keep getting hiccups. All right, we're good. So, let's say you was going to do this and you wanted to brighten it up. You would go ahead, flip the light around. And you're trying to give a presentation, so you want that lit up. Okay, then that's lit up, and you don't want the light to show on the presentation to the person you're giving it to. Make the width of it 0. And we're good. Also, one thing that's really important you gotta keep in mind, if your shit ain't looking right, let's say your shit ain't looking right, it's not always because of the program. It's because of scale. You gotta scale shit correctly. And what I mean by that is, if the truck is looking like that and it looks like half the size of the house, it's not gonna look right. You gotta kind of eyeball it and scale it. And then let's put the sun back on. All right, so if you want brush, a good way to do that is to hold control and then add a whole bunch of these in and shrink a few of them and oversize a few of them. And then another thing about adding trees is you might not be able to pick this up, but I have a yellower tree and then a darker green tree. You gotta kind of switch it up. So you got a dark green, then you got a yellower one. Let me see if I can show you. If you see, this one is yellower than this one, and just having the two different colors makes a big difference. And then you can, another cool feature. This is another cool feature. I have some dead trees, and most yards have this. So if you want a tree to just be, kind of bare without limbs and without leaves, go to global setting. You can do fall. So we could do a fall scene here, and you can do it individually. So you don't just have to do it, which is really cool, because you don't have to just do it all at once. But if you wanted it bare, you just put it on winter. And then you've got stuff like that. Also, could show you these. You got to add the steps in one by one, but it's not that difficult when you just copy and paste it. And I'll go through it. You see the red markings? Those are height grids. And that's how I was able to make that so accurate. This part of the house is very complex terrain. Then they got skylights. I'm trying to see. But anyways, the thing I really wanted to show you was that photo mode. And man, it just it surprised me. Because I used to do this program from 2012 to like 2015. And then, you know, I stopped purchasing it because I just wanted to save some money, and you know, I didn't need it every year. But I'm telling you, I am telling you, let's take a daytime picture. And let's do it. We're going to do it on the ray trace. All right, we're going to do it on the ray trace. And I just noticed something. You see my stairway? This is a good example of it. It's shiny. And it just doesn't look detailed correct. So I'll show you how to change that. Click on the path. And you just draw the path with the overhead view. Let me show you how to draw a path real quick. So if we want a path, you go to path. I like to have the snaps always off. Most paths are about 2.5 to 3 feet wide. And so now we got our path up here. And sometimes the orbit is a little sensitive. All right, anyways. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna click the path. And let's say like it was just a little narrower, you could just move it in here. And some programs, bro, you have to go in the plan view to make it narrower. And then let's say it's a different material. And let's say it was one thing they don't have in here is displacement. I don't know if I could explain what displacement is, but it's like a height map within the texture, which is really cool. But I don't think they'll ever do that in here. All right, so patio, maybe it'll be on here, but they do have some cool. So let's make this a patio. Yeah, they got a lot of cool ones you can see. And then they even got Unilock. You know, all these guys. Let's do this one right here. This would be a cool one. And then I can already tell you right now, this pattern would not be used at that angle. That pattern would be used the long way. So let's use that pattern the long way. Yep, you see what I'm saying? That pattern would be used the long way. And then look how cool that is. And then you can also do what's called sharpen the edges. Soft edge would be like some grass is growing into it. A sharp edge would be like a upright weed whacking, like turf line. Like it's like perfect. But a soft edge would be like there might be some grass and weed whacking to do. All right, let's delete that. Oh, and do that on all your lights. So even on these little lights and this little light, make sure you have cast soft shadows. All right, so I was showing you about this path. It looks reflective. You see what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do, click on it, and it says use the default settings. We're gonna say smoothness gone. Look at that closely, because I'm trying to show you. It might not pick it up. If you have the smoothness up, it's gonna be like reflective as hell. I'm trying. You see what I'm saying? But if you take the smoothness down, it's not reflective. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna take a picture, a ray trace picture, and I got a 4080. I got a 4080 computer. It might be a 4090. I forget which one it is. But I got a 4090 or a 4080, so my shit can handle it. Like I would say most computers, if you got like a 30 series, can handle it. So you good. But hit F1 in the walk around. And let's just make sure we got it where we want it. All right, so we have not taken a day ray trace yet, so let's do that now. And let's take it right there. Another thing before I do that, watch this. You gotta go to this is another cool thing, and this affects the perspective view and the camera view. Go here. If you're not happy with how shit's looking, go here to view and go to set the field of view. My favorite is like 50 to 65. And I guess I'll show you how it does. All right, so the higher up, the more fisheye it's going to be. And the lower down, the more like real life in person it's going to be. So I like to have it in the middle. Like 50 to 65 is my favorite. All right, let's go ahead. All right, and we're going to get it right here. That's where we're going to get it. And then once you're ready, you hit F5. Should we go even higher? Maybe we should go even higher. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's go right there. I want a little more sunlight, so I'm gonna hit F1. I still want a little different. You can tell I'm a little picky. I want to show off the shadows. That's what I think I'm trying to say. So I want to have some shadows coming in there. All right, let's hit F5. Brock Lesnar hits the F5. All right. All right, so then you hit save, and then I'm gonna do 8K because I like the detail. You use path tracer. Now they got, if you do this one and you don't have like what I have, the 4090, you're gonna like have a really slow fucking download. Do 64, 32, or 16. I'm gonna do 32. I'm gonna turn the depth of field off. Yeah, and the vignette off. And we're gonna hit OK. All right, and now we're gonna wait. But yeah, guys, I did a big lift today. And this will usually take like maybe 5 to 8 to 10 minutes. And I was literally Googling how to import a design like this into Lumion, but it completely threw me off when I took the first picture on this program because, like I said, the graphics were just so good. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I think I've shown y'all what I need to show y'all. I hope y'all learn quick. I didn't learn quick. It took me a long time to learn this. That's another reason I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to make the video just so y'all can learn quick. Another tip. Here's another tip. On a picture, you like, so let's say you could see through the shrub here and it was just blank. You never want to leave it like blank. I'm trying to give y'all a good example of what I just said. I'll give y'all another example. Hold on. Okay, let's take... Oh, let me show you my favorite design that I have up to date. This was a really cool house I designed. We got paid 12 grand at this house. We got paid 12 grand at this house. We put in some new shrubs here, more rocks here, and we topsoiled the whole shit. Okay, but this, I can use this as an example. You see how there's blank spaces where my cursor is? You always want to fill that up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Try to fill it up. But while that's downloading, I'm gonna show you this really cool one. Oh, I like this one a lot. I designed this one too. We cut this yard the same way it looks in this picture. And I just added, they have some of this, maybe minus the white begonias. But I added the begonias and then I added some more up here. And I got designs of all my customers' houses. And then here's this actual stepscape. after it was done. And then okay, and then new folder. Trying to find it. Okay, so do y'all know that mansion on Babcock Road? So what I didn't design the house. No, I didn't design the house. That's not what I'm saying. But I flew my drone over it. And then what I did, so this is all, so the house is there. The house is there. But this whole front of the yard is my design. And then the whole back of the yard is my design as well. So this whole front of the yard is not there. It's completely different. And I added in a little pondscape on the left. Begonias again. Tree. And then I did a turquoise and a red one. And then I did one of these Rose of Sharon again. But let me show you the back, because it's my favorite design I did. Let me show you the back of this. You guys will like this. And then here's an animated phasing project I did. Somebody wanted a fountain, and I did the animated phasing on it. All right, so I got 3 of them downloading. Here's a really good design I did, which none of this on this next picture I'm bringing up is actually there. Let me show you. This is a Lumion design right here. This is another one of my favorites. The deck is there on this house, but this deck and this pathway and all this shit you see, which I don't even know how to price that, but it's not there. And yeah, you get Lumion's really good. And then, oops, I didn't finish the chimney. This is me after the lift. I was lifting weights hard this day. Let me show you this day. Boys, I was swollen that day. I did like every exercise known to man that day. I was swollen that day. Trying to find. All right, here's the animated phasing with the fountain. This lady won a fountain. I designed it. I designed it that way. That's the first fountain I designed. And then the other fountain I designed. Okay, hold up. Here we go. Which one is this? Oh yeah, this is Babcock, the backyard. But this is not there. This is my design. And yeah, that's probably gonna cost you $100,000 to $200,000 to $300,000 right there. I did this first. Let me tell you what I started with. How I started this one. I started the back with just a like crescent patio, and it looked good. And then the rest was grass. And then I had these trees on the flank, which I really liked. But then I said, how am I gonna get a pool into this? And I said, a pool on that crescent patio that would match it would look awesome. And then that's what I did. And then I kept the crescent patio. And I don't know if you can even do a pool like this, but hell, it's my design, so I can do it. And then that's the Babcock house. And no, I promise you that is not in the back of Babcock. And then this is the second fountain. Okay, so this is how I had the first fountain. The first fountain I had looking like this. And then the second fountain that I preferred, and I designed this one too. The second fountain. The second fountain I designed on her, let me see. It's somewhere here. I'm not gonna let this go now. The second fountain I'm trying to show y'all. Oh my God, I can't believe I don't have the second fountain. Oh yes, I do. There it is. Okay, I see it. So this is different fountain right here. This one is the one I liked. And I had two fountains on this one. And I had different landscapes. So you had this one versus this one. I like this one up here better. Oh, I got the animated phase of video of it. So this is gonna be fun to watch. Oops. All right, so let's get that animated phase of one up. All right, the ray trace is almost done in the other program. It's almost done. It's got a little bit left. I'd like to see them add animated phasing because right now it's only on Lumion, but I want to see them add animated phasing to real-time landscape architect. All right, y'all like how I did this. Yep. Now tell me you pitch that idea to somebody, they will fucking go for it. Well, funny enough, she didn't want it. I guess it was out of her budget, but whatever. I got a few more animated phasing ones. This one's a really good animated phasing one. Check this out. I still want to do this badly. I still want to do this so badly, and I have the capability to do it. I just don't have I didn't get the yes, go ahead and do it yet. But I want to do this. I'll probably make like 10 grand doing this one, maybe 12 grand. All right, so I think this has the back. Yeah, watch this back. Watch the back. Watch the animated phasing now. I want to do that back. Let me show you again. All right, so right now it's grass. A funny story about this, I had the yes, and then the lady changed her mind, and I had dug it out. Like, I had dug it a quarter of the way out, and I'm still trying to get the lady to say yes. The lady, by the way, is my mom. Love you, mama. All right, but look, she changed her mind because I didn't have the bulldozer machine that I needed, but now I do have the bulldozer, and I'll show you that too in a second. But that's how I want to do it, and I'll show you. I'll show you maybe one more. Oh, I like this one. Okay, so this one, they have an L-shaped pathway, okay, in front of their house. An L-shaped pathway. And I thought that shit looked so boring. So I made a keyhole pathway with a tree, with a blossom tree in the middle. Look how cool that looks, guys. So the one they have there is an L. It's a straight 90-degree L, and I was just like, fuck that. And yeah, I really like how that one came out, that design came out. And then this one was one of my first designs I did. And it still looks pretty cool. I like the idea of a hidden hardscape. And then this is Lumion version. And then this is my old apartment. I even designed Christopher Wren. Now let me tell you, the people, I never worked for them. I worked for a different company, and now I work for myself. But the people that used to do Christopher Wren, especially the people that did the planting, did a great job. I think they're called Matt's Landscape or Brandon's Landscape, but not Brandon, fucking fuckboy Brandon, the other Brandon. I don't like the one Brandon, as you can gather. This was like a Florida style house I was trying to design. I don't know if it came out good. You'll have to tell me. And this is what I'm talking about, leaving shit blank in the background. You see how it's blank back here? Try to find a camera angle or put some trees back here. But yeah, this is just like, I tried to do some like Florida type shit. And all right, let's go check out the render. It came out and it's on here. Where is it? Okay, it's this one. Oh yeah, just look at it, guys. The detail. This program's really improved. And remember, this pathway was shiny. It's no longer shiny. Details matter when you're pitching an idea. Details matter. All right, I'm gonna tell you what. Before I let y'all go, just show you my setup out here. So yeah, like the only thing that holds me back these days is finding people, and these days finding people to landscape is like finding a bunch of degenerates. But you can't find nobody. So this is my garage. This is my bulldozer. I love that thing. And there's my truck. I got the logo. I make my own logos. I make my own designs. And this came as a huge circle, and I didn't like it. So what I did, this literally came to me as a huge circle, and I did not like it. So I cut it flat under the number, and then I cut it round, and then I cut it round like this, and then the S, I did a little pop out, which makes it look more 3D-ish. And I love these magnets. These are just nice magnets. Nice magnets. All right. My zero turn. I love that one too. And then these things are like zero turns as well, but they're push mower. They're thick boys. And then let me show you the powerhouse wheelbarrow over here, guys. This thing is all electric, and it can take 720 pounds up a hill. And then, yeah, that's my setup. That's pretty much my setup. I got full capability, but you know what I don't have is a team, and it bothers me. I'm not even gonna lie. It bothers me tremendously. And it's not even something that I can really do anything about, because I'm trying to find people to help. And I do split the loot very well. I'll do like a 60-40 split. I'm not one of these asshole types. And you know, there's two people I'm talking about. But I'm not one of these asshole types. If I see you working, it's worthwhile to keep you working. And right now, we're doing pretty big yards. We do mansion size grass cuts and very small hardscape installs. And yeah, I like the design too. But yeah, that's what I got. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Peace.